Hey, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button as you enter. But here's the video that I wanted to share from Stephen A. on First Take discussing the Kyrie Irving trade when he was talking to Molly and Jay Williams. I'm going to play that based on fair use, and I'll follow up with my commentary.
Let me get back to what Jay Williams was talking about with Kyrie Irving. Let's just tell the American public what the hell has been going on, okay? We all know. This is not a conversation about Kyrie Irving, the basketball player. We know he's spectacular. He's a superstar. Two categories for me. There's a superstar player and there's a superstar. Tim Duncan was a superstar player. He's going to go out there. He's going to be Mr. Fundamental. He's going to kick you behind. He's going to win championships. He's that. Kyrie Irving's a superstar because he's box office. Kobe, MJ, LeBron, Steph Curry. Kyrie's one of those dudes you walk through the turnstiles to see perform because that is how spectacular he is. We're not questioning his skills. This is not about basketball. Nobody's going to get, not that you guys are trying, but nobody's going to get slick here when it comes to the Kyrie Irving subject. Kyrie Irving is a superstar basketball player. We're also not going to get into his character as a man. This man has donated money to the WNBA players during the pandemic. His foundation, provided water for over 1,000 citizens in Pakistan. You've got stuff where he's donating meals. This dude's heart is in the right place. He is not a bad person. He's a good dude, okay? We're not saying anything bad about him. Here's the problem with Kyrie Irving. He don't show up to work because there's always something that distracts him from showing up to work consistently. That is the issue with the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets is not about, oh, what headlines you create. Please, you can deal with all of that. It's Brooklyn, New York. It's not about the headlines. It's about the fact that you never knew when those headlines would lead to him being off from work, okay? That has been the issue with Kyrie Irving, who has missed about 40% of his games as a Brooklyn Net, who was never reliable when it came to being available for Kevin Durant and his teammates for one reason or another. We don't have to regurgitate those same things. I can if you want me to, but I'm not going to do that today. That is the reason why Kyrie Irving had to leave town. So when we ask the question about how does Kyrie Irving look, he doesn't look good. He can give out his tweets and he can talk about thank you to Brooklyn or whatever. You know what? A real thank you would have been showing up so they could see you at the Barclays Center most nights. But unfortunately, throughout your 3+ year tenure in Brooklyn, that was not the case. And all you have to show for it is one playoff series victory. Kevin Durant and James Harden were teammates. It's not entirely Kyrie Irving's fault, but the bottom line is Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden were together. And in the end, after 3.5 years of his tenure in Brooklyn, you got one playoff series victory. Do I think that he's going to go and play? I think in Dallas, he's going to put on a show. All right? We'll see what happens in the postseason, but as an individual, he's going to put on a show. He's going to remind you why he was the leading vote getter amongst guards for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. He's going to remind you of how spectacular he can be. He's going to provide those moments. But he's not going to erase and eradicate the number one question that comes attached to him. Is he going to be available for you when you need him? That is the question about Kyrie Irving, and that's why you see the back page headlines where they say headaches and all of this other stuff. And I'm not saying that that's entirely accurate. Some of it wasn't Kyrie's fault. Like you pointed out, he gave back money. He passed up on the extension. Last year when he didn't play because he wasn't getting vaccinated, it wasn't like he took the money. He gave it $18 million. He is a principled person, no doubt about it. But in the end, when you sign up to play basketball, that's what people want to see. They want to see you play basketball. And they didn't see Kyrie Irving play enough of it. That is the legacy, period.
Don't you think there's, and I hear you on, if you're a billionaire, if you're a team owner, like you want your product on the floor instead of going into the luxury tax every single year, you want to see that win a championship. I understand that aspect of it. Okay. But don't you feel like the way Kyrie Irving has been labeled is a little bit misjudged? Don't you think it's almost like, I've heard things like he is a headache, the decision was an idiotic decision.
I thought initially his trade demand was idiotic. Okay. And then we heard that you got 4 teams ready to pay the brother money. Go get the money. You see what I'm saying? I thought it was idiotic because I thought it brought attention to all the question marks about him when he was playing so well. But then you hear about both LA teams, Dallas and Phoenix, ready to pay him, ready to take him on. And then you say, okay, not so idiotic. It's actually smart on his part. Okay.
And Stephen A. actually gave Kyrie flowers for his skills on the court as well as some of his off-the-court philanthropy. But I was thinking maybe he did that so he could try to eliminate what Jay Williams was going to say. So he's already given the highlights to say, look, I don't have a problem with Kyrie. He's a great person. He's great. He took everything that Jay Williams could point out to counteract whatever negativity Stephen A. was going to say. So maybe that's why he came out giving him all that praise. This is what Kyrie said on his Twitter account yesterday. Thank you, Nets World fans and supporters, for the love on and off the court. I will forever be grateful I got to live out my dream I had as a kid with y'all. It will always be love for me and my family. So that's what Kyrie said to his fans on Twitter. And Stephen A. pointed out some of his philanthropy. Let me point out some more. On January 25th, Irving gave $13,233 to an appeal from the family of Edward Epps, who sought funding to transport his body from New York, where he reportedly died in police custody, to Shreveport, Louisiana. That gift came 5 days after Epps' mother tweeted Irving seeking help. On January 27th, Irving donated $50,000 to an appeal from the Third World Press Foundation in Chicago, which for 55 years has focused on issues, themes, and critique related to an African-American readership. And I think it's the oldest black press company in America. Over the holidays, a burst pipe destroyed much of the foundation's backlist of publications in the basement of the foundation offices. It's also revealed on January 28th that Irving had sent another $50,000 donation a month ago to the family of a young Newark man who sought an attorney to represent him. The man had been arrested following a disturbance at a New Jersey restaurant. The family also wants the attorney to help set up a guardianship for the man. And now there's word that he gave $22,000 in late January to Valencia Andrews, an aspiring herbalist in Massachusetts who was looking to start a medicinal herb farm for the Springfield community. In an interview with a local newspaper, the woman said, "I didn't see it coming. I had no idea how he even landed on my page." So he's definitely a man of principle, a man that doesn't mind putting his wallet behind whatever cause he takes up, or even other people that they take up. He's right there writing the check and doing it in silence. He's not putting out a big PR team. People are just saying, hey, I had a GoFundMe and Kyrie donated. So this man, you can't knock what he's doing off the court. And when he's on the court, can't knock that either. So that's why Stephen A. probably went ahead and tried to highlight some of those things, because he knows Jay Williams is going to say it and take away from Stephen A.'s point that he's great if he can be on the court, and he's trying to point out that you can't trust him to be on your team, be on the court. But Mark Cuban seems to be an understanding guy. A lot of the players, a lot of entertainers seem to like Mark Cuban. I really hope the best for Kyrie and that he does great at Dallas. I wish he would have come to Houston. The Rockets could have used an older player, more experienced, to kind of lead these young boys that we got, these young men. I don't really do the Dallas teams, but I will watch just to watch and support Kyrie. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Make sure you hit the like button before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, peace.